First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kung. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Dorshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the good practice tonight. From Udayana, Guru Padmasambhava. Sumu, Tanzeng Katso Tuten City. All Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening. How do you do?
Aisteru Sarange Hola amigo Que quiero mucho Scoin Ichiban Kimochi Jumi Happy Purin Purin Konbanwa
I have a suggestion. And the suggestion is to change this Dharma throne to become a bigger bed. So when Grandmaster ascend the Dharma throne, you can give me a pillow and a blanket. Otherwise, it doesn't look very nice to be sleeping sitting up. It's still better to sleep lying down. That's how strange it is. How come at the Rainbow Temple I don't fall asleep? But here I will definitely. My brain has become empty. It's emptied. Why is that? I'm also busy at the Rainbow Temple. One is in the afternoon and one is in the evening. It makes sense. What you said makes sense. But only I fell asleep. But how about the other masters in the front? They shook their heads. Nobody fell asleep. But why every time I'm seated here I would fall asleep? It's something I cannot solve. So my suggestion would be right. Perhaps the Rainbow Temple, because perhaps they made offering first and it provoked me a little bit, stimulates me. So because here my Dharma teachings value exceeds it, so
会
I'd
不会是这个样子？
rather sleep.
应该是这样啊、
Yeah, could that be the case? It should be.
对，应该刺激我啊，我就不会、啊。
You should stimulate me a
坐在
little
这里就
more,
一直
then
打
I
瞌
will
睡
not
不停的，从来没
do
有停
that.
过。
I'm just
连
drowsing
我叫
non-stop.
我说啊，这个师尊回向的时候，我还在想是哪一个本尊。
When they asked me to do the merit dedication, I was thinking, which yidam is
我
it?
想到底是哪一个本尊？
And I was thinking, which yidam?
在想。
And then I thought and thought for a while.
看我穿红的，
And then I look at myself wearing red.
这阿弥陀佛已经过了，
And Amitabha Buddha
一
has
定
just
是莲花
passed.
生大士。
Then it should be Guru Padmasambhava.
想，哎，怎么回事？
So what's
烟
happening?
酒，
I have to research it.
烟酒，
And a homo form with
提前来，
cigarettes and
要
alcohols.
尽快来。
Another homo forms, you have to come soon, which means come bringing money,
要送烟送
or
酒，
comes
要提前来
quickly,
就
which
拿
is
过
like
来，要尽快来就拿尽快来。
gold bars. Bring gold bars here.
好了，闲
No
话
homo form jokes.
人话修术。
Okay, that's the end of chatting. Now we're
莲
into
花颂
the
大师很
topic.
伟大的，
Guru
哎，你
Padmasambhava
们谁知道？
is
了解
truly
过了
great. Who knew? Who knows? But I've
莲花生大士
talked about it, so someone
乌
must
蒂亚那
would
乌
know,
藏那
would raise their hands. So
地
Uddiyana
点在哪里？
or Oregon, where is it? Where is it located
不
at?
知道。巴基斯坦
Pakistan.
告诉您，就是阿富汗。
Afghanistan. Let me tell you, it's in
因为我讲过，对不对？
Afghanistan. I have
我
talked
在
about
禅
it,
宗讲的，
right?
所以
At
你
the
们知
dining
道
table, so you know.
这不算。
So that doesn't count.
其实阿富汗以前呢，是真的是佛教很兴盛的
So
一个地方。
in Afghanistan, the Buddhism
而且
flourished
你
in the
如果查
past.
阿富汗的历史，
If you check Afghanistan's
你们会知道。
history, you would know
阿富汗以前呢，是安居乐业的一个地方，
that Afghanistan was a very
乐业
prosperous
是一个乐
and
园。
peaceful place. You can say it's a
现在就不一样。
paradise, but now it's
这个就
different.
印证了
So this
对。
has
我
confirmed
所说的一个道理，一个真理，无
the
常。
ultimate truth spoken by the Buddha, which is
Udiyana.
impermanence.
乌藏那
Uddiyana
阿富汗，
or Ujjana actually was
那阿富汗以
Afghanistan.
前有很多很
Again.
大，跟山一样大的大佛，
Over there were
被炸
many
掉
huge
被炸掉
Buddha images that's as huge as mountains that were
就是阿富汗。
destroyed or bombed. So Guru Padmasambhava was Afghanistan's person.
哇，我先讲一个这个，
Or someone from Afghanistan.
有
Let
一
me
条鱼问乌龟，
share this verse. A fish
为
asked
什
the
么遇
turtle,
到事情就抖，
Why
缩在壳
do
中？
you hide inside your
乌
shell
龟说，
whenever you
别
encounter a
人的
problem?
评论重要吗？
And the turtle replied,
鱼回答，
Is what other
可是
people's
如果被
opinions
骂
important?
也不在乎吗？
And the fish said, But you
乌
don't
龟
care
慢慢
even
转
if
身
you're being reprimanded?
这个就是为
And
什
the
么我活得
turtle
比你还
turned
久的
over
原因。
slowly and said, That's why I
生
live
活中
longer than you
做
do.
好我们自己很
In
重要。
in our lives,
别
it's
人愿意
important to
怎么
do
说
our
就怎么
best
说，
than let other people say
这
whatever
个
they
要
want.
需要大家领悟。
So you need to get
喜欢你的人，
inspiration. You should be
你怎么
inspired for
做
this.
都是对的。
The people
不
that
喜欢
like
你的
you
人，你做的
always,
越
whatever
好
you do is right.
越
But for
好
people who
看，
don't like you, the
做得
better
越
you
好，
do,
他还
the
是不
better
喜欢
looking
你。
you are, they still don't like you.
要领悟到这个道理啊。
So you need to understand this
所以呢，师尊能够
concept.
很多事情都
That's
无所谓，
why
不要紧，
for Grandmaster, he
没
doesn't
关系，
care about a lot of things. It's
一
okay.
切都
It
可
doesn't
以。
matter. Anything's
你要
fine.
讲师尊怎么样都可以。
Whatever you say about
那
Grandmaster
你
is
们不讲，
fine.
我自己讲。
If you don't say it, I will say it myself.
啊，你们如果不讲，我自己讲也可以啊。
It's
你看
okay
我刚才就
too.
讲了，
Like just
那
now,
这
I
里摆
said
个
it
床，
that you should
上法
place a
座你给
bed
我一个
here,
枕头，一条棉被，
and then when I get on the Dharma throne, just give me a
就是
pillow
睡给
and
你
a
们看。
blanket, and I would sleep for you to see.
我就是无所谓嘛，这个就是无所谓的
Because
精神啊。
nothing matters.
上法
I don't
座，
care. The
你
spirit of
先睡觉，
not caring.
等睡好了有精神，我才能够说法啊。
So to get on the Dharma
不
throne,
然
I
我
need
说
to
法
sleep
打瞌睡怎么
first.
可以？
Then I would
应该先打
be
瞌睡。
energetic to give the Dharma teaching. So
那师尊
how
就是
can
有
it be
无所
accepted
谓的精神。
to drowse on the Dharma throne? Yeah, that should be.
不管你们
So
讲什么，
Grandmaster has the spirit of
我都不要紧，
nothing matters. Doesn't matter what you say, I'm fine.
随便大家讲啊。啊，你看
You
以前
can say
那个
as you like.
那个
Like in the past that
台湾，
in
台
Taiwan,
湾在网络上啊，台湾，
on the internet,
另外
in Taiwan
这个新加坡，
and Singapore
还有马来西亚，
and Malaysia,
那几个人在联合在这
and
个
several people
在算是讲师尊呐，
got
也不是公
together
就是讲师尊的时候，大
to
家都跟我讲很严重了，已经
to
很严重了。
talk about
严重到不得
Grandmaster,
了
and
了。
everybody told me it's really horrible. It's horrible to the
我没有手
extreme.
机，
But sorry, I
我也
didn't
没有
have
平板。
cell phones. I don't have
我也没有
any
电脑。
iPads. I have no
他
computers.
们在网络上讲，网络是什么东西，
And
我
they
都不知道。
talk about me on the internet, but what
那
is
等
an
他们
internet?
印
I
出
don't
来
know.
给我看，我也不看。
And so they printed them for me, but I
不要
didn't
紧
read them. It's okay.
所以印证了一句话，我上个礼拜讲，
So
什么都会过去的。
that has proof one statement that I said last week.
也
Everything
有
will pass.
也有已经死掉的了，讲的也死了吧？
The people who reprimanded me, who defamed me, have
我
died,
还超度
some
他
of
呢，
them. And I
那
Bardo
我还
delivered
超
him
度那
too,
个讲的人，
the
那
defamer.
个人是恨不得你死，
And that person
你把我
really
恨死也
wanted
算了，
you to die.
怎么恨不死我？反正你自己死了。
Well, it doesn't matter that you wanted me dead, but instead you died.
我
So
都不死，怎么你死了？
what a misfortune for you. I don't die, I didn't die, but you died instead.
我被你讲死了，我也高兴了，对不对？
If you defame me until I died,
坐在
that
这里
would be
每个礼
good.
拜
I don't have to work so hard that every week all I get is
是为了最恶的那200万，
just for those $200.
死也可以。
It's okay, even if it's only if you add $50, at least even at least 250.
阿弥陀佛，
Amitabha.
无所谓，
Doesn't matter. Never mind.
大家要学习无所谓。那乌龟，
So you understand? You need to learn the spirit. The turtle was right.
这个小明上课睡觉，做了一个噩梦。
Xiaoming was sleeping in class and had a bad dream. All of a sudden, he stood up, and the teacher asked him, "What happened?"
老师安慰他说：“别怕。”
And he said, "I had a nightmare." And the teacher said, "Don't worry, your nightmare has just gotten started now."
好了，我们言归正传啊。
Okay, now to the main
你
topic.
问我答。
Question and answer.
印尼
From
莲
Indonesia,
花鲜田
Lianhua Xiantian.
问的：顶礼师佛，阿弥陀佛。
Homage to Guru Buddha,
弟子有两个
Amitabha.
问题
How
想
do you
请
do? I have
示
two
师佛
questions
为何
that
只有到
would like
16地的佛，
your
没
answer.
有17地？
How
没有
come
18
Buddhahood
没
only
有
up to
19
the
地
16th ground and not
是
there
刚
are
好
no
而已
17th,
啦
18th, or
感
19th
恩
ground?
师佛慈悲
Is that
开
by
示
coincidence?
因为我曾经讲过16地的佛是阿达尔玛佛，
Because I once said that the 16th Buddha is the primordial Buddha, Adharma Buddha.
好了，你要
He's
这
the
样问啊，
16th ground Buddha. Now you
你
ask
这样问，
that.
我问你呀、
Now let me ask you back.
问什么？
What do I want to ask?
因为这世界上的事情哦，
Matters of the
你
world.
没有到那个地方，
If you have
这是
not
我们
reached
给他称呼的。
that,
我们
those
加
are
上
just names that we
《金
give.
刚经》里面讲，
We
16地的阿达尔玛佛，
supplemented it.
他不会讲
So the Vajra Sutra states that the 16th ground Adharma Buddha will not state that he is a Buddha of the 16th ground. It's impossible
本
for him to say
最
it.
原始佛了。
He's the
在
primordial,
上期我们不知道
the，oldest
我们只知道
Buddha
16地。
we did not know any further up from him. All we know is the 16th ground, and the 5 Dhyani Buddhas at the 13th ground. They are all
那14地
13th
呢？
ground Buddhas. How about the 14th ground?
那15地呢？
How about the 15th ground?
17地呢？
Or the 17th ground?
不干我们的事。
It's irrelevant to us. Don't even ask.
不干我们的事啊！
It's irrelevant.
你只要成佛就好。
As long as you become a Buddha, that's good
那
enough.
是我们学佛
Doesn't
的
matter
人
which ground.
或者是古代的
That's just for Buddhist
他们把它
practitioners
安上了地
or the
像
lineage
十地菩
gurus
萨
of the
十地菩
ancient time who
为
specify
什么
the
有十地
ground,
菩萨？
like
这
the
个
10
第一地
grounds
是
of
初班
Bodhisattvahood.
十地
The first ground is the initial
第七
ground
地是
of
远行地
of
第八
joy,
地是
and
不
the
动
seventh
地
ground is the ground of
第
far
10地
travel,
是
and
法
the
云地
eighth ground is the
其
ground of
中还有很多
immovable,
的宴会地
and the 10th ground of the
这个发光地
flower
很多
ornament,
的，
and there are many
这
other
十地菩
grounds.
萨各有称呼，各有
So
称呼。
each of
那
the
表示
10
一个
grounds of
阶段一个
Bodhisattvahood
阶
has
段的
their
菩萨
names. So which means Bodhisattvas at different
在显
levels.
教来讲，第11地就等于佛了。
And in Mahayana Buddhism, the 11th ground is the same as Buddhahood.
11个头，
And the 1,000 eyes,
象征他是
1,000 arm
第
Avalokitesvara
11地。
Bodhisattva, because he has 11
为什么做菩
heads,
萨？在
he
密
is the
教
same
里
as
面
the 11th ground. Why
到
is he
13
referred
地
as
才
a
称为佛。
Bodhisattva? Because in
显
Tantric
教里面
Buddhism, the 13th
第11
ground,
地就称为
only
佛
the 13th ground and up constitute
所
the
以千手
Buddhahood.
千眼观世
But
音菩
Mahayana
萨
Buddhism
11
is 10 ground
也
up,
可以称为佛，
11 ground
也
and
可以
up.
称为菩萨。
Therefore, the 1,000 eyes, 1,000 arm Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva can be referred to as a Buddha and a Bodhisattva. Just for convenience, we divide the levels of Bodhisattvahood into 10 grounds and Buddhahood up to the 16th ground. Now I can ask you back, why the Bodhisattvahood does not include the 0th ground, 0 ground? Why not -1 ground or -2 ground? Because that's before Bodhisattvahood. It's just classification, specification. There's no strict rule. The 4 sagely realms are Buddha, Bodhisattva, Pratika Buddha, and Sravaka or Arhat. They are the 4 great sagehoods. The 4 sage. That's the initial classification. Buddha. Just for convenience, because you know in the tantric practices when you open a chakra you go up 2 grounds. You open 5 chakras, you reach the 10th ground. So by opening 5 chakras you have reached 10 grounds. If you open the crown chakra you reach 12th ground. If you open the top knot or head bump, that's 12.5 ground. Those are to explain the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas whenever you open the chakra to go up 2 grounds each time. So just some differentiation or classification. They are just numbers. So according to what we know now is we just reached this 16th ground of Buddhahood. And you asked the 17th ground. I think I wrote something in the past beyond the 16th ground how they are. In my impression, I think I wrote about it. What I meant was so this is for mundane beings to know what kind of phenomena would appear when you reach a certain state, and they are intentionally specified for that purpose. Now you understand? That's the answer to the question asked by Lianhua Xiantian from Indonesia. Actually, there are many things that we don't quite understand. Many of them. Lots of things. Science is very progressive, but let me ask you, how big is the universe? Nobody can answer, not even the science. Now we discover that when we fly to a very, very far away places, you cannot go beyond. Why? Recently, I saw someone said that when someone goes to the edge of the Milky Way or the solar system, there has boundary. You cannot go beyond it because the temperature you cannot exceed. You cannot pass it because anything in that temperature would be melted. So how big is it other than our solar system? There are many more suns or solar systems. It's just that their lights do not reach our solar system.
佛才是厉害。
So therefore the Buddha was truly
为什么
remarkable.
厉害？
Why they are remarkable?
你看那个《阿弥陀经》里面，释迦牟尼佛讲，
Look at the Amitabha Sutra. Sakyamuni Buddha
过10万亿
spoke
佛土，
that from here
10万亿耶，
to the east there are
对
Swan
不
Yi.
对？10万亿的佛土
Oh,
耶，
4 plus like 4 zeros plus 14 zeros.
哦，这个
Pure Lens.
拿出我以前写，现在
Then
卢
she
胜彦
took
发
what
现，
I wrote.
原来在
Now
原始
Sun
佛
Yen
阿
Lu
达尔玛
discovered
佛之上，
that
有
above
第
the
17
Adharma
亿
Buddha,
的
the
佛，
primordial Buddha, there
我
was a
认为是
Buddha of
佛
the
是无
17th
名
ground,
佛。
and this
到了
Buddha
第
is
17亿的
unnamed.
佛，一
When
概
you reach the
没有
17th
名
ground
字，没
Buddhahood,
有相，
all have
没
no
有作为，
names,
没有
no
为，
image,
无无。
no
这
actions,
第
no
17
behavior,
亿的佛，
no
统
nothing.
一一个名称叫做无
So
名
all
佛，
Buddhas of the
发
17th
现第
ground have
17
the
亿
same
的佛，
identification,
才
which is
可以
unnamed.
真正是开悟者。
Only
真
when
是
you
不是佛，
discover
不
the
是
Buddha
心，
of the
也不是物。
17th ground, that's a true enlightenment. It's not
大
Buddha,
家请
it's
看
not
佛
nature,
说佛名
it's
经，
not
此经中说
mind,
很
and
多
it's not
佛名是相同
enlightenment.
的。
You
燃
know, in
灯
the
佛
sutra,
就
it
有
was said that
千
there are
万亿
many,
位，
many
释
names
迦牟尼
refer to the
佛
same Buddha.
也有千
The
万亿位。
Dipamkara, they are also myriad,
只要有
and
佛
Sakyamuni
名的
Buddha
潜
also
在第
myriad.
16地之下，
So
17
all
地
Buddhas
的
with
没有
names
佛
below
名，我
16
称
ground,
它叫做无
and
名佛。
Buddhas at the 17th ground all have no names, and I refer to them as the
哦，这
unnamed
样已经回
Buddhas.
答了，
Now this
对
has
不对？
answered
印尼莲
your
花咸
question
甜的。
by Lianhua Xiantian from Indonesia.
原来我答案就在我书里面呢，你没有读书啊！
So my reply is in my books, so you didn't read my books.
阿弥陀佛，真的17地太难了。
It's too
还
hard,
有
the
印尼
17th
的弟子，
ground.
他没有写名字，只叫
And a
他写
disciple
成
from
正佛弟。
Indonesia with no name.
尊贵的根本
True
上
Buddha
师
disciple.
圣尊莲生佛
And
佛，
the precious lineage root guru, His Holiness
弟子
Living
是
Buddha
印
Lien
尼
Sung
殡
Amitabha.
仪馆和卖
I'm from Indonesia, and I
弟子有
run
3
a
个事
funeral
要
home
请问
and
师
sell
父。
caskets.
我
I
是
have
印
3
尼殡仪
questions.
馆跟卖棺材的，
So
他只写生活地址，不想让人家知道他卖棺材。
he doesn't want to let people know that he sells
第一，
caskets and
如
coffins.
果有一位修行人修得很好，
Question 1. If a
也有舍
sadhaka
利子往生后，
practices
但没有
really
火葬，
well and
而
produces
土葬，
sariras,
请问
but
他的舍
upon
利子
death he is
是
not
否还
cremated
有
but buried,
有
would still have the sariras? Yes.
你不能讲他没有舍利子啊，
You cannot say that he does not
因为
produce
火葬烧
sariras,
出来是有舍利子啊。
because upon
土葬
cremation the
到了
sariras are
6
there,
年以后啊，
and burial
尸体化完了，
after 6 years
剩下的
after
骨
the physical body
里面也可以
deter-
拿到舍利子，
deteriorates
不会没有舍利子。
and only
这是第一
bones
点。
left, and you can still
土葬也
gather
有
the
舍利子。
sariras from the bones.
因为我们这个我是
So earth
地
burial
风水的师傅，
can also have
我知道
sariras.
人在土
I
地上
am
要
a
花
master
掉
of feng shui and geomancy.
6年，
I know that
6年
human
才会
bodies
把全部的
take 6 years to
都化掉。
deteriorate completely.
要经过6年，
It takes 6 years.
所以这个6年后
So
你去给他开棺，
After 6 years, you open,
也在
the
捡骨
tomb
当中也会捡到舍利子。
and if you pick up the bones, you may
土
pick
葬
up
也有
some
舍利子。
sariras. So therefore, sariras exists in earth
这是
burial
有
too.
的。
Yes, they do
第二个
exist.
问题，
Second question,
人死了，有的
upon
骨灰
one's
全
death
部丢弃海，
and
有的放在
cremation,
地藏殿。
Some ash is sprinkled in the ocean and some is
骨灰放在地
placed
藏殿。
at the Siddhigarbha
对
hall.
他们的子孙，
Which
哪
one
一
is
个是
better
比较好？
for his descendants?
你卖棺材的哦，
You're selling coffins.
他们丢到海里
And
面，连
caskets.
棺材也丢吗？
When they sprinkle the
Yeah.
ash in the ocean, do they sprinkle the caskets too?
骨灰的灰丢到海里，
The bone ash is
骨
sprinkled
灰
in
全
the
部丢
ocean.
进海，人死了，骨灰全部丢进海，有的放在地藏殿。
But some
对他
people
们的
place
子
it
孙
at
哪
the
一个比较
Siddhigarbha
好？
hall.
我发
Which
觉
one is better?
海葬的时候啊，有
I
的时候是这样子的，
discovered that
整个人
during
丢到
ocean
海里面的，
burial, when you
就把
just
那个
throw
身
the
体啊
whole
根
corpse
本
into the
连火化
ocean
都没有火化，就丢到海
without
里面。
cremation.
我看过一部电影呢，
I watched a
好
movie,
像火葬、水葬的时候啊，它
water burial.
到了海的中央，
The boat would
然后呢，
get to the center of the sea
做一个仪式。
and they
如
perform
果是军
a
人，他吹一个
ritual.
吹小号，吹一个喇
Like
叭，
if it's for military
吹
men,
吹
would
吹
blow
吹
the
吹完了，
horn
然
or
后
trumpet,
那个板子翘起来，
and
整个人
then the boat would
就到海底。
lift and the
我看
corpse
过
would
这样的一部电影。
drop into the sea. I watched a
不一
movie
定
like
不一定
that.
火葬以后才丢到海，
So you may not necessarily have
也
to
有整个
cremate
人就
before
直接
you
就丢进
throw
海。
him into the ocean.
对他们的子孙哪一个比较好？
So for his descendants, which one's better?
这个不能够一概而论，
You
这
cannot
是看到
generalize.
祖德的问题，祖德，
It depends
不管你
on
土葬
the
或者
virtues
是火葬，
of the
或现在流
ancestors,
行的植物葬，
whether it's fire or cremation or
种种的
earth
葬法，
burial or plant burial or
这个我
sea
们不管。
burial or all different
有地
methods.
灵的
It doesn't matter.
土葬有地灵，
If you
火
have
葬也有地灵，
geomancy for the
水葬也有
earth
地灵，
burial,
海
it
葬也有地灵。
also they also exist for water
通通
burial,
都有，
sea burial,
都有地气呀、都有
fire
地气。你不要
burial.
以为
They're
海
all
底
earth
就没有地气
energy,
海底一样有地
even
气。
at the bottom of the ocean too.
你上山还是有地气，在平地也有
Even when
地气。
you go up the mountain or on the flat land,
你如果是
they're
葬
all
在山上
energy
要深葬，
earth energy.
因为山的土比较松。你如果在平地，
If
要
you're
浅葬，
buried in the mountains, it has to be deep
不要葬得太深，
because the ground is
因为
lettered
地的
loose.
土很厚。
And if you're buried in the flat land, it should be shallow. Why?
有
Because
地气的地方在哪里？
the ground is very
土一
thick.
拿起来一抓，
The place with earth energy is
但是它会
where
就
when
表示
you
有地
pick
气。
up
一
the
把抓起来是
soil,
沙，没有地气；
it's stick together, but
一
it's
把
not
抓起来是石头，也没有地
tough. But if you
一
grab
定是粘土，
the soil, it's
但
not
是不是
sticking
真正的
together.
粘
That's
土，
sand.
不是真正的
But if
非
it's
常粘
rock,
的粘
that's
土，
not
反而没
right.
有
And
地
it's
气没有
not
办
so
法过。
sticky. If it's too sticky, the earth energy
抓
cannot
起来
flow.
那个土是可以粘的，它不
So
是
the
真正的
soil
粘
stay together, but they're not so sticky.
那个有地气。有
That
地气
shows
没有
that
地气
the
我们
ground
照
has
风水
earth
一下子
energy.
就知道
For feng
土
shui
葬有地
master,
气，火
immediately
葬
they
它
would
也
know
有
by
地
seeing it.
气，有方位，有方位，放在灵
So
骨
the
塔里也有
cremation,
地气。
there's
入
also earth
水还是
energy
有
and
地气，
direction. And
入
even
海还
if
是有地气，植物葬
you
还是有地气，
water or sea burial or
通通都
plant
有地气的，
burial, they
只是
all are
分
connected
别
to
不
the
同
earth energy.
啊，不一样。
But
但
there
是
are
最重
differences.
要，我跟你讲，
But most
对他
importantly,
们子孙哪一个好？
which one is better for their descendants?
你自己的德行影响到后代的子孙。
So your own conduct and virtues would affect your own
道
descendants.
德品性会行为
So your
会影响到
virtue
后代的
and
子孙，会
conduct
影响到后代的子孙。
will affect your descendants.
这个是跟大家讲的啊。
That's
对
what
子
I'm
孙好
telling.
的，就是
So
当
what is
祖
good for
父
the
的、曾
descendants
祖父的，
is
他
the
们
great
的
grandfather or the
有功德，
grandfather
他的子
has
孙
merits,
就会有遗因到他们的子孙。
then it would
如
would
果是
affect
做
their
坏事的，也影响
descendants
到下一代，
if they
也
did
影响到下一代。
evil things, it would
这是
also
跟大家
affect
讲
their
的，因为
descendants.
现实的例子很多，我不举例，
There are many
因为现实的
examples,
例
but I will
子
not
例子太
say
多
it.
了，不能
Too
讲
many
啊
of them.
这讲了会影响到别人。
It would affect other people
所以对祖孙
if I talk about it.
好的，就他祖德。
So what is good for the descendants is the merits of the ancestors. That's very important.
第三个问题，他问
The
的，
third question,
如果亡者的家属已经请了
if the
风水
family
师
of
傅
the
也找到好的
deceased
风水的
person
话，
has consulted a feng shui
如
master and
果
found a
先
good
把
feng shui
亡者
location,
火葬后再把骨灰土葬好，还是
which
直
one
接
is
土
better,
葬
to
更
be
好？
first cremated
哪一
and
种
then
方式
buried or
会
to be
对后
buried
代的子孙
directly?
更有利？
Which one
我
would
告
be
诉
more
你，
beneficial
祖
to
德
his
最有利。
descendants? You know, the most beneficial is the
那么
merits
地灵方
of
面
the
来讲，
ancestors.
先火化了再葬，
And for the
还是
geomancy,
土葬，还是
whether
直接就
cremated
土葬？
first and buried or buried
二
directly,
者一样，
they're all the same. Both are the same.
两个是一样的，把它化了，再土葬，或者直接就土葬，
So
二
just
者一样，
cremated
两
and
个
then
一样。
buried or just buried
最
directly.
影响
They're
子
the
孙
same.
的
But things that
就是
most
祖先的
affect
德行。
the descendant are the merits
这是
and
最
the
重要。
virtues of the ancestors.
所以我们告诉印尼的真佛弟子，
So we are telling the disciple from Indonesia is
众善
never
奉
do evil, always do
对
good.
子孙最
Would
有
be
利。
most beneficial and influential to the descendants.
其他的地气次之，这个
And
风水
earth
地
energy,
是
feng
次
shui, and geomancy is secondary.
那
Are
在佛
secondary.
教里面，
In
释迦牟尼
Buddhism,
佛是认为
Sakyamuni
风
Buddha
水地理、占星、卜卦
regarded that
全部是
feng
完
shui,
道
geomancy, divination,
相命啊，
fortune
山就是风
telling,
水山
mountains, that's
命
the five
佛
arts
相
of Chinese
这五术
metaphysics.
其中
For the
大部分都是外道。
feng shui, medicine, destiny,
这回答
divination,
印
and
尼的生活地
physiognomy, that's all a deviant path. That's the answer to the disciple from Indonesia.
Papa 对小明讲，
Dad
打电话
told
给你二
Xiaoming,
叔，叫他过
call
来
your
喝酒。
second uncle and ask him to come to
小
drink
明
with
回
me.
答，
And Xiaoming
二
replied,
叔没有办法来，
second
二婶
uncle
说他在
cannot
洗
come.
衣服。
And
爸爸就讲，
this wife said
没用的东西，
he's doing
丢男
laundry.
人的脸。
What a
要是
useless
我
man, bringing
这时候
embarrassment
小
to
明的妈
man.
妈
If
从
it had
厨
been
房
me
走了出来，
at that time, Xiaoming's
要
mom
是你怎么样？
walking out from the kitchen,
这时候小明的爸爸
and
回
if it
答
were you,
我
what would you?
要是我，
And
我
his dad said,
早就洗好了。
if it had been me, I would have finished the laundry long ago.
这个先生问太太
The husband asked the：“
你
wife,
在门口跟谁聊天呢？”
who
聊
were
了
you
3个小时
chatting at the front door?
太太回答：“是隔壁
It's
的王
been
太太。
3 hours. Oh,
这
that's
先生问：
Mrs. Wang
为什么不
from
请
next
人家
door.
进来坐？”
And the husband asked, why didn't you ask her to
Yeah.
come in and sit?
这
And the wife said,
她说她没时间。
because she said she didn't have time.
没有时间进来坐，但是在门口谈了3个小时。
Did not have time to come in and sit, but they've been chatting for 3 hours. That's mouth exercise, exercising the mouth.
好了，今天我们讲啊。
Okay.
现在讲一相无相分第9啊。
We are talking about chapter 9, one phenomenon, no phenomena. Today we will talk about anagami. Subhuti, what does it mean? Can a non-returner think this way? I have attained the fruition of a non-returner. Subhuti replied, no, World Honored One. Why? Because anagami is called the non-returner, yet in reality, non-return does not exist. Therefore, he is called a non-returner. Subhuti, what does it mean? Okay, let me talk about this piece first. Subhuti replied, no, World Honored One. Why? Because anagami is called the non-returner, yet in reality, non-return does not exist. Therefore, he is called a non-returner. It's the same concept. If you attain the fruition of anagami, you will not say that you have attained the fruition of anagami. I gave an example last week. The fish amidst the water will not be always thinking of the water. Fish amidst water would not be thinking that he's living amidst water every day. It has used to it. Has been used to it. And human beings living on earth, we will not be thinking of the air all the time. You will not think, today, is there air? What air do we have today? We don't think about it every day. You have obtained the air. If you have attained the fruition of anagami, you will not think that you're an anagami every day. Or when you have reached a certain state, you will not keep thinking that you have reached that state. Because you have been such, you will not think about it every day, all day long. Like Subhuti said, he will not say that he was an anagami. So it's stated here, the anagami is called the non-returner, yet in reality, non-return does not exist. Therefore, he is called a non-returner. What is a non-returner? We remember the first one. Sotapanna. That's called stream enter. Entering the evil world of 5 turbidities, the stream of desire of the contaminated world. That's the first level of arhatships who's living in samsara. The next one is Sagatagami. Sagatagami is called a once returner, eternal and comer. So he must come to samsara once and no more. And now we're talking about anagami, non-returner. He doesn't come to samsara anymore. So they are the three fruitions of our hardship. The third level of our hardship is called anagami.
就等于是圣贤。
The third level is the same as
那么他在哪里啊？
sagehood.
为什么他不来？
So where is
为什
he?
么叫不来？
Why he doesn't come? Why is he called the
三果阿罗
non-returner?
汉呢？他有
Third
5个天
level of our hardship.
住在天界，
He has
不是
5
在欲
heavens.
界。
He abides in the heavenly
那个
realms, not in the
阿那
desire
含
realm.
是
Anagami
表示他已经离开
symbolizes
欲望。
that he has abandoned all desire, or the realm of
像
desire,
刚刚师尊
because human
讲的这
beings
个
have
欲望之
desire.
欲
Like
睡
when Grandmaster
是
was
欲望之欲
drowsy,
财
was one of the
喜欢钱
desires. Sleep is
欲望
one of
之
the
欲
desires. Your
色
love for money
你
is
喜
one of the
欢美色
desires. You
是
like
欲望之
beauties
欲
and looks, that's also one of the
名你
desires.
好名，
Fame and name,
你像我们生活中的弟子，
if you're like two Buddha
好
school
名法
disciples,
师好名，
or
想要当上
the
师，
Dharma teachers love the
上师好
name,
名，
wanting to become
想要当
masters, and
这
the
个
masters
处长
love name and they want to
啊
be the
这个中
directors
委会
of Two Buddha
的
Foundation,
处长，处长好名，
and the directors
长老
love name and they want to
对不对？
become
长老
elders,
好名，
and the elders
想要当
love name and they
未来
want to
的宗主
become the successor,
都有这种想法，这个是
the
好名
future
一号
uh,
胜过一号
patriarch.
只是好名
So, level upon
像所
level,
有的政治人
they
物
all
就是好名，
they love for fame and
他
name.
想当立法委
All
员，
politicians
立法
are
委
like
员以
that.
后
They
要
want to
当
become
县市长
consul
有实
and then
权
they want to
有
become
实在的。
county
当县
mayor.
市长以后
They
呢，
have power and
还要进入这
privileges,
个当
and
部
then
长
after that they want to
更
become
高一点的当部
ministers,
长，部长又上去又要当院长，
and then they want to
五院院
become
长，
the
五院院长
the
上去
chief
又要
of
当
the
副总统，副
yuans.
总统以后要上
And
去
then
又
they
要
want
当
to
总统，
become vice president and they want to go up to
这是
become the
属于的
president.
好
So up the ladder
财
for
色
fame
名，
and name.
再来，
So wealth,
你想不想吃好吃的东西？
beauties,
想啊，
looks,
这
and
就是你的
name
欲望。
and food.
财
Do you
色
like
名
good food?
食
Yes, that's your
食
desire.
吃的东西，
So your
睡
food and sleep
睡觉也是你的欲望啊。
is also one of your desire to sleep.
然后呢，你还想呢？
And
我要买名牌，
you want brand names,
用的东西，开的
things
车，
that you use,
住豪宅，
cars that you
食衣
drive.
住行，
You want to live in luxurious
都是欲
homes.
望。
All your daily necessities are desires.
穿漂亮的衣服，穿
You
名牌的
want
衣
to
服，
wear beautiful
名牌的
clothes,
包包，
brand
拿
names,
出
brand
去，
name
你看
bags.
那个就放在这里，
You bring it here,
还好
going
名，
out, and you like
你问我，
recognition and name.
嘴巴都张开啊，里面都是金牙。
And look at me,
你问
that
我，
you open your mouth and they're all gold
然后
teeth.
戒指就拿出来了。
And
这
then
个
the
这条
the
路往这
rings,
边走，在你眼睛里面，
you
看我
walk
的这个是
this
戒指，你
way
看
to show
钻
off
戒
your
10
diamond
克拉的
ring, 10 carat diamond.
他也要悬一
They
下，
want
对
to
不对？
show that off.
什么都是好，
They
欲望。
want all desires.
开车也是有欲望的，行也是有欲
Also
望的，
driving
穿也是欲望，
cars
什么
for
都是欲望。
transport or
离开种种的
wearing
欲望的，告诉
all
你，欲界天也
desires.
是欲望。
Even the realm, the heavenly realm of desire is
从
all
四天王
about
天
desire.
一直到
For the
最上的
the heavenly realm
到
of
一
the four
天
heavenly
33
kings
天
to the top,
28
which
天
is Triyatrimsa,
当
the
中的欲界天
33rd
欲界
heavens,
6天
the
全部都是欲望。
28 heavens, the 6
阿那含
heavens of the
他
realm
住
of
在欲
desire,
界，
all about desire.
他住在哪里？
So Anagami
叫做
does not
无
live
尽
in the
欲
realm
界。
of desire. Instead, where do they live?
南五境，
The 5
这个
heavens of
无还
purity.
天，
Which one? The heaven of no return?
善见天
The heaven of no
善
heat?
现
The heaven
善
of
现天善见天善现天
good
出现的现善现天
and the good
色
appearance,
究
heaven
竟
of good
天
appearance, and the
这五天叫做
ultimate
五境
heaven
基天
of form,
这五个
五境界天。
就是圣
Oh,
贤居住在
These
住
five
的
heavens
没
are
有欲望
the
了就叫做
abode
圣贤
of sages. When you
三
have
果
no
阿
more
罗汉
desires, they are
就
called
是圣
sages.
贤住
So
在
the third
色界天
level
的
of arhatships are
五个
referred
境
as
界天
sages, and
是
they
无
live
烦
in the
没有
five
烦恼
heavens
无烦
of
天
the heavenly
无
realm
热
of
天没有热
form.
闹好
No affliction, heaven of no
善见
afflictions,
天善现
heaven
天
of no
跟色究竟天
afflictions,
不会再来了，不会到
and
地
the
界
heaven
来，
of good
因为
manifestation,
他们
and
离开了
they will not come to samsara
欲
anymore.
望
They will not
种种
come
的
to
欲
the
望
realm of desire
离开了
anymore,
种种的欲
because
望
they have
就叫
abandoned
圣
all
贤。
sorts of desire.
为什么
And
是无烦天？
when you abandon all sorts of
离
desires,
开
you're
欲望
called
就没有烦
sage.
恼了啦。
Why is it called the heavenly
有
realm
欲
of
望绝对
no
有烦恼，
afflictions? Because there are no more
离开欲
desire.
望就没有烦恼，
Because when you have desire, you will have affliction. When you abandon
因为
affliction,
你不想
when you abandon desire, you have no
你还会
affliction.
烦恼什么？
Because you don't want to get anything. So what
你根本
would
不
you
想
be
的，
afflicted about? You don't think
没有
about
烦恼，那
anything.
个叫无烦天。
No afflictions. That's the
没有热
heavenly
闹。
realm of no affliction.
因为你也不会被天气热，你要吹冷
And
气，
the heavenly realm of no heat,
要多冷，吹冷气。
because you
你才
don't
还
need
有
to
那个冷
have
气的欲望。
AC, aircon.
无热天就无热闹，
Otherwise, you have the desire for aircon. So you have no
无热。
more
什么叫善见天呢？
afflictions about heat in that heavenly realm.
所有最好
The heavenly realm
景
of
色
good
最胜
sightings or sceneries.
善见天，
Whatever you
他所
see
看
is
到
the
的
best scenery.
全部都是完美的。
What you see all are
什么
perfect
是
and
善现
beautiful.
天呢？
And then the
在那
heavenly
善现
realm
天的
of good
三果阿罗
manifestation.
汉
So the third
他
level
能
of
够
our
出
hardships
现在任何一个地方，
can appear in any
他
place.
需要去帮助的，他都会出现。
He would appear to those in need.
这里讲了，
It's stated here.
阿那含名为不来，
Anagami is called the non-returner,
欲界的浊流，
does not enter into the stream of the realm of desire. He does
但
not
是
go to
实
any
无不来。
of the realm of
什么意
desire,
思？
the stream of desire.
这里
But
因
in
为善
reality,
现天，
non-return does not exist. What does it mean? Because of the
他看到
heavenly realm of good
他想要去帮助人，
manifestation.
帮助众生，
When he sees he
他就会
wants
来。
to help sentient beings, then he would come.
实无不来，就是他
But in
还是会
reality,
来
he does not come.
会来欲界，来欲
He
界做什么
still come to the realm of desire for
众生。
what? To deliver sentient beings.
他可以不来的，
He doesn't have to come.
但是善现天，他表
But
现
in the heavenly realm of good
出
many
他没有欲望，
appearance,
以没有欲望的
then
来讲
he
给
shows
众生听，
his lack of desire and explain
会出
for
现
sentient beings.
在
He would
五毒
appear
恶
in the
在
contaminated
出
world.
现在
He would
地界天
appear in the realm
主
of
要是来
desire primarily
所有
to
有
deliver
欲望的这些人
sentient
天
beings,
的众
human
生
beings, and heavenly beings
所
with
以无不来
desire.
就是这个意思。
So
所以当中有一个天叫做
non-return
善
does
现
not
天，
exist. That's what it means.
只要是
One of
好
the heavens is called
他都
the
会出
heaven of good appearance. As long as
会
it's
来帮
good,
助我
then he would appear to help us. As long as they are
所以
good.
还是有来啊。并
So
并不
he
是没
still
有来，
come. It's not that he
只是
does
他
not
们
come,
是没有欲望的。
but They don't have no desire. They don't have any desire, even when he comes here.
我常常啊，这个
I
到西雅
often,
图雷藏寺的时候，我看到那个
when I
我们香
enter
炉的上面，
the Seattle Litsang Temple,
那个
above
天宫
the
天宫炉
incense
的上
burner,
坐着一位三果阿罗汉。
there is the third level arhat seated there.
你知道吗？
Do you know
双莲境界
the
顶
twin
上
lotus
有两只鹿
columbarium?
跟华轮，
They are the Dharma wheel and
华
two
轮的上
deer,
面经常坐
and
着一位
above the Dharma wheel,
三果阿罗汉。
they often frequently a
他有来
third
啊，有来
level
我们娑婆
arhats
世界，
frequently
只
sit
是
there.
他是没有意
So
愿
he comes to samsara, but he has no desire.
他坐在那里做什么？
What is he doing seated there, sitting there?
帮助
To
这个
help
有善念的人，
people with good thoughts.
帮助有善念的人。
To help people
他也
with
曾
good
经在
thoughts.
这个双莲境界里面，对
And
着所有的
he's been inside the
住
twin
在
lotus
双莲境界
columbarium
里面的
and
的中阴说法，
to give Dharma teaching to all the spirits living in the
三果
columbarium.
阿罗汉，
A third level arhat,
他是不来，
non-returner.
但实在
But
他们
in
还是来。
reality, they still come.
在香炉之上，有三
On
果
top
阿罗
of
汉
the incense burner, there's a third level arhat. On top of the Dharma wheel at the Rainbow
之
Temple,
上，师尊经常打开
Grand
窗子就
Master
可以看到
when he opens his
三
window
果阿罗汉
curtain,
坐在那里。
Grandmaster often sees Anagami,
有时
the
候
third
上
level
来
arhat,
看到香
sitting
炉上
there.
面坐着一个三果阿罗汉，
And sometimes when I climb up the steps, on top of the incense burner, there is a third
所
level
以这个就是
arhat.
实无不来。
So
他可以
that's
不来，但是他有时候还是会来，因为有善
non-return
念
does not exist in
他
reality.
知道这
He
个善
doesn't have
的
to come, but sometimes he still come
看到
because
他
of
就
the heaven of
有
good
善现象。
appearance. So when he sees, he
他会
would
出现
come.
善现象，他看到善的，他就会出现。
So when he sees something good, then he would appear. The heaven
Then
of
that's
good
the dot.
appearance. Now you understand this excerpt.
能够得到三果阿罗汉已经很不错了。
It's already incredible if you can attain the fruition of the third arhatship,
是
Anagami.
离
That's a
离
sage.
开欲望，
He's abandoned desire already.
欲望有很多品，欲望
There are
真的是很多。刚
many
才讲的欲
levels
望
of desire.
真的
The desire I
财
just talked
色
about.
名
Wealth,
食睡
looks, name,
行
food, sleep,
在穿衣呀、
transport, your
另外还有住
your clothings,
住的
your abode.
住也是也是一个欲望啊。
There's also
你想
desire.
说你现在住的地方，
You
有的
want
人都搬来搬去，
to
搬来搬
live
去我就想住的好一点。
Some people keep moving because they want to live in a
为什么
better
常常搬
place.
家？就是要住好一点。
Why do they move so often? Because they want to live in a better place.
为什么要开名车？
That's a desire for
那就是
for
行的
living.
欲望。
And
为什么
why
要
do you
穿
want
好衣
to
服？
drive good cars? That's the desire for transport.
就是穿的欲
Why
望。
do you want to wear good clothes? That's the desire for wearing.
食衣住行都是欲望。还有为什么要
So
读名校？
eating, clothing, living, and transport, they all desire. Why do you want to go to good
你要读
schools?
名校出来，也是一个欲望啊。
Because
进到
you
名
want
校里
to
面，为什么
be to
你不
graduate from good
去读
schools.
那
That's
个
also a desire.
乱七八糟的那个学校，
Why don't you just go to any school? So when you go to law school, why do you want to go to the best law school? And do you have to go to MIT or Caltech for the science and technology if you want to study science? Why do you want to go to Harvard? Why don't you go to other universities? Why do you have to go to Harvard? It's just for the name, right? You graduate from Harvard University. No joke, right? I graduated from Harvard. Look how many presidents graduated from Harvard. So when you graduated from Harvard University, you walk with wind. Good school. Just a name that would put you on a leash. So study too is also desire. That's how human beings are. Do you know someone who's always number one, and one time he got number two and he killed himself? He had to be number one, and all of a sudden he was just number two and he was depressed and killed himself. What a pity. He was bound by name, fame. So money, looks or beauties, name, sleep, food, and many, many other desires. Buddhist practitioners have to be apart from this, have to liberate themselves from it. In the future, when you become a sage and you're completely free from desire, then you're a sage. And the first heaven is the heaven of no afflictions. The five pure heavens of the realm of form is 色究竟天. And where is Sakyamuni Buddha now? Is Akanishta, I think. That's where Buddha Sakyamuni is giving Dharma's teaching. So he's still calm. He's giving Dharma teaching at this heaven. So is this explanation clear now? Yeah, Akanishta. 色究竟天 Akanishta heaven, the highest one for Anagami. Asking a friend, so how is your parrot who can talk? And the friend replied, don't mention it. I just had him for 1 week and he died. So I asked, did he die from sickness? No. Because he competed with my wife to talk. So, and then he was drained from energy and exhausted and died of exhaustion. You know, let me tell you one thing. Speaking or talking is also a kind of desire. So talking is also a kind of desire. If someone does not speak at all, you should marry her right away. Because I will not talk about the woman exercising mouth. Women are very good at exercising mouth. When Grandmaster speak on the phone, it does not exceed a few sentences, just the key points. I will not chat. on the phone.
以前
Do you know,
还
woman?
拿着，就算你拿着手机啊，
In the
讲讲
past,
讲讲
you
讲讲，我们
talk
休
on the
息一下
cell phone and then you say, okay,
手就放下来，
let's rest a little bit, and then
好，再拿起来，我们
and
再继续
then
讲。
they place the hand a
那
little
现
bit
在
and then
现在
continue
已
to
经好
talk.
像有价值了。
Now
在
they
站
have
子
like a
上
stand. Then they talk with the phone on the stand.
你们有没有这个经验？
Do you have such experience?
女生讲电话哦，
For women to
天哪。
talk on the phone, oh my God.
师尊讲电话，告诉
But
你，
for
我不会聊
Grandmaster,
天
I don't chat
重点
on the
讲一点。
phone. I just talk about the
女生
key
讲电话，你跟女生讲电话，
things.
我按名呐，
But when you
他看
talk
我
to
按名，
women,
他看我按名，哦哦哦哦，我受不了了，已经快死了。
you can't stand it.
我说我要吃饭，我讲说
I
我要去吃
say,
饭，
it's time for me to eat.
不可以去吃饭，
No, you cannot.
为什么？
Why?
继续讲。
Continue talking.
真的，怎
Oh,
么回事啊？
what's going on? Oh my God.
哎，讲话也是一种欲望哎。
So talking is also kind of desire.
哎，老刘坐游览车去旅游，觉得有
Lao
点头
Liu
晕，
got on a tour
于是
bus
跟导游要了个袋子。
on a trip and felt a little bit dizzy and
如果
asked for a
不
bag
够，
from the
再
tour
跟
guide.
我拿，别乱吐。
And the
不久
tour
导
guide said,
导游就骂，
please get
不是
more.
叫你别乱吐吗？老刘
If you
想，
need more, don't just
我
vomit
看袋子
anywhere.
已经快满了，所以就喝了2口回去。没想到
Oh,
坐在
because
我
the
旁
bag
边
is
的2
almost
个人
full,
就
so
吐，
I drink.
而且吐的比我还凶。
And the people next to me also vomited, even worse than I did.
好了，今天讲到这里吧。
That's
阿弥
all for
陀佛
today. Om Taba.